Welcome to Brown Liquor Podcast, where we explore all things under the rainbow, navigating relationships, life, and friendships, all while enjoying your favorite brown liquor drink. So, let's get into it. Now, sis, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, I heard you say that one of your goals in this new year was to have better, hydrated, nourished skin and to take more time for self care. Well, I have just the thing for that Sincere Vibes All Natural Skincare. With a variety of soaps, body creams, and body oils, Sincere Vibes has all of your skincare needs, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and giving it that perfect melanated glow. You can also choose from some of the best-selling candles and even get products to take care of your hair care needs, making for the perfect spa day. Check out Sincere Vibes at sincerevibes.com, and when you make a purchase of $20 or more, you'll get 20% off using the code LIQHER, LIQHER. Start the new year off right by taking better care of your skin. Go to Sincere Vibes today and leave feeling the vibes. After all, they are sincere. What's up, y'all? It is your girl Shonda D and
Snake and Nikki, baby.
And we are back with another episode of Brown Liquor. And guess what, y'all? We's married now. Neither one of us ain't got on our rings.
And it's crazy because I got up and of course we always have bloopers. I should have got up and went to go get it, but right. My old ass went to go check on my soup.
It don't matter. We's married now, legally. Okay, our names are signed on the dotted line. It is a done deal.
Ooh,
so what's up, y'all?
What if cousin forgot to send in the paperwork?
She got so many days. You should text her and make sure she did it.
I think I'm going to have to do that now that I'm thinking about it because we did leave the paperwork in the officiant's hands.
She said she's pretty good about it. I trust her to do it more than I trust us to do it. We had so much going on when we got back.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have forgot.
Not you. Not Miss Flowers. I don't think you would have forgotten.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But what's up, y'all? I feel like it's been so long since we actually recorded. We had to put out some older content to make up for while we were getting ready to go for the wedding. As you all may or may not know, we got married on 5/5/25 at 5 o'clock in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
Vallarta.
I don't know how to say it. We got married there, but we left April 30th, and we didn't come back until May 7th. So we were gone for a week. Of course, baby runs her own business, so it was a little bit easier for her. I work a 9-to-5 job still, so it was a lot. It wasn't
easy for me. You know how much money
I said
I had to
easier for you.
It's hard to find somebody to do some good cleaning down here.
I meant in preparing for us to leave versus, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
Right.
But still, my process is hard.
Okay. Go ahead, get it out. Tell us how you really feel.
No, it's fine, baby. Let's go. Let's
keep
moving.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to jump into the drink of the week, and then we're going to give you guys all the details of the wedding. We're going to tell y'all how we had our wedding for the low. Our budget was $10,000, and we came in under...
We came in at about 6, and that's including clothes and everything, like your dress, my suit,
alterations, everything,
shoes,
everything.
Yeah, for everything.
Okay, I would give it that.
Yeah,
I still think it's a little bit less than that, but hey, it is what it is. We'll get there though. But first, let's get into this week's drink of the week.
No, I would say about 6. The trip itself was $3K.
We gonna get into that part.
Okay, my fault. I'm sorry.
All right. So, this week's drink of the week, I don't know why it keeps leaving.
It's a Henny Rita.
It's not.
It's a Henny Sunrise.
It's not a Henny Sunrise.
Oh, so she changed it on me while I was going to go check on my soup.
It's called Blow the Whistle. So this week's drink is from SP Drinks.
She
And
said
I
that
put
like 5 times.
no, I didn't. I put the emphasis on the S because they have 3 S's after drinks. So SP Drinks. And like I said, it's called to blow the whistle. It's 2 ounces of tequila, whatever tequila of your choice. 1 ounce of lemonade, 1 ounce of orange juice, and 1 ounce of blue curacao. And they don't give any directions, but it's really pretty. It looks like a drink that they made for the Super Bowl for the Eagles when the Eagles won, of course. And yeah, it's a pretty drink. Y'all know we are tequila people, hence why we got married in Mexico. And
on Cinco de Mayo.
And it just looks really nice. I'm gonna see if I can include it in the editing, of course. Y'all know how that goes. If not, I'll take a picture of it and post it when I post the promo for the episode. Now, baby,
what you want?
Do you have...
There she goes. She about to ask me this question that I absolutely don't like. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, do you have anything for your rent for Naked Nikki's nonsense? No, you don't have anything?
I thought she was going to ask me, how was your week? I don't like that question. But do I have a rant?
Anything about the Diddy case?
Oh. Diddy?
Naked Nikki's nonsense, baby. Let's go.
You caught me off guard. I wasn't even thinking about that. And it's crazy because I had all day to actually come up with something, and you're just last minute. I'm sorry. I don't have nothing off the top of my head. Not off the top of my head, but the Diddy situation, man, that's wild. And I actually watched the mock trial with the jurors today through TMZ. You know, they've been on that Diddy shit since it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they had 12 jurors going in there and deliberating over the evidence that they already, you know what I'm saying,
presented so far.
And my man came out guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for Puff, but I feel bad for Cassie as well. But I felt what a lot of people were saying, you know what I'm saying, like she stayed for 10 years. That's a long time. And then, you know, you hear the stories about how Diddler was diddling and just how crazy he was. So it's just like, you really don't know what to believe. And in my heart, I really don't feel like the man should have 12 jurors. I feel like his fate really should be in the hands of one person, just because of how big he is and how just extreme, and it's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, how are the jurors not going to be biased? You know what I'm saying? That video with Cassie, man. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that though. Today
in the court, on trial today, she gave more details about that specific day, of the video. And I feel
they said that it was a freak off that was going on that day, right?
She was trying to escape from one.
Yeah.
And the weird thing about the whole thing to me is, why are we even bringing that up? He's not on trial for beating her.
And that's what they were saying.
He's on trial for sex trafficking and drugging people up and the whole freak off situation. Like,
right. So,
and I get that the whole physical altercation was a part of the freak off story. Now that we know that she said she was trying to escape one, and that's why the whole thing took place. But it's just like, a part of me, I mean, yes, no, I absolutely feel like he's wrong for what he did, and he should not have put his hands on that girl at all, regardless of the circumstances. No, I am not condoning any kind of physical violence, domestic violence, none of that. But I feel like that should not be a part of her defense, because,
well, it's not technically her defense, but it is a part of who got him on trial, the district attorney's office, or whoever got him on trial. That's a part of their defense. And I was reading something on Facebook where they're like, they got everybody focused on Cassie and that video, but they're setting it up for something that's going to be so much bigger in the end. So basically, we need to just continue to watch. And when I was reading it, I was like, damn, like he's right. Like the prosecutor, or I'm saying that right? The prosecutor, they're putting her up there first, and they're showing these videos first so that they can set the tone, so they can, show the type of monster and the type of control that he could have over someone, so that when they start to bring out the rest of the evidence, it's just all going to compound and it'll make sense. But that's why they got her up there first. That's why they, I'm saying, that they're playing that video. Should that video be included? A lot of people are saying no, because he's not on trial for that. But because it was leaked and it's out there, it's out there. Yeah. That's why I said, like, the whole trial is just so freaking biased. And I feel like that's what Diddy's, team is, rooting for it to be just so much as, a circus that they get a mistrial. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the whole thing is like just really crazy. Diddy has asked for her husband to be barred from out of the courtroom because of some of the details of the stories. I mean, I would hope that they have already had those kind of conversations.
I think he did that for her.
I would hope
I think he did that for Cassie.
I don't know, but I hope, like I said, that they've already had those kind of conversations so that he's kind of privy to this information already. But I mean,
how can she even remember all of that stuff if she was drugged up the way that she said she was drugged up?
I mean, once you go through recovery, stuff can come back to you in dreams. Stuff can come back to you all kinds of ways.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah, like once you detox your body, you start to you fell asleep on that movie, when that movie that we watched, Blink Twice, that they claimed was kind of about the Diddy situation.
Right.
It was like a billionaire. It was like a tech billionaire, and he would take these people to an island, and then every night they would do a whole bunch of drugs, and every day they woke up and it was just all a good time. And then one night, one of the girls decided, I'm not going to take the drugs. Let me just see what happened. Because all of a sudden, her best friend went missing. And so, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie, she decided that she wasn't going to take the drugs. And she was like, let me just play drunk and high
and see
what happens.
Right.
And she saw what was happening. And then she was like,
let me get that.
And she started remembering, like, stuff started coming back to her where she saw them kill her best friend. She saw them kill the other person that was missing. She saw them killing all these random people that just all of a sudden started going missing. And she was like, I got to get the fuck up out of here. And then she flipped the movie to where she got all the control, and that's all I'm going to say.
Well, damn, you done told the whole movie. You might as well, you know what I'm saying? Now everybody is like, damn, for real? What movie is this again? I'm
telling you.
Now you're going to try to leave everybody.
It's called Blink Twice. So basically, what she did was...
Baby, you don't got... Just, come on, let's go.
I'm just saying.
But I don't want you to tell her, because now I want to watch
you. Me.
No, Nia, no.
Okay, all right.
I was talking junk, but I was...
The movie is called Blink Twice. Go watch it. Okay, that's all.
Go watch it, because I don't want to know the end. I want to see it for myself. She was getting ready to tell everything. Oh, big mouth.
Yeah, I was, because it's a good movie. And
all right, I quit.
I hate when you do that.
When I do what?
Anyway, we gonna be right back after this commercial break.
I'm about to get smacked, y'all. I don't want to go to commercial. Wait a minute. I got a rant.
No, now you got a rant.
I do. I got a rant.
Now you got a rant?
No. We can go to commercial.
We'll be back after this commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to get into all of our wedding details. Like I said, we are going to tell you guys how we basically cut our wedding budget in half. Okay? So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shonda D, and the Brown Liquor Travel Lounge is here, specializing in cruises and international travel. So get your passports ready and pack your bags, because, baby, Brown Liquor Travel Lounge has the perfect travel packages for you. If you are looking to travel overseas and don't know where to start, hit us up with the dates in mind, your final destination, and an ideal budget, and let us handle the rest. Send us an email to brownliquor@gmail.com to get started today. We are going to get into all the details of how we basically cut our wedding budget in half. So, baby, would you like to start, or do you want me to get into the story and you just jump in, get in where you fit in?
Well, since you asked me, evidently she wanted me to come in and she wanted me to talk. That's what she wanted me to do. I just couldn't sit on the sideline and listen.
You can, baby. I said I'll do it. You want me to?
I'll start.
Okay.
Where is we starting
So
at?
I want to start with.
See?
I want you to start with how we set the budget and how we went from having the wedding stateside to doing it international.
Okay, so when I first proposed back in Jamaica, I was letting it be known we are not having a pricey wedding. There was always a $10,000 cap on our wedding, period. Point blank. No, nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more, but it could have been less. You know what I
Right.
mean? But, baby agreed, and I felt like that was a good amount, especially for some folks that don't, own any property yet. Now, if we own some property, it might would have been a different, you know what I mean? A different, what's the word? Circumstances.
And
Yeah.
I'll say this too. I mean, if you Google the average price of a wedding, I think Google tells you it's 33,000. So for us to have a less than $10,000 budget and to cut that in half, we did really well. And I'll say this, I feel like it's not about us being cheap. Like baby said, we don't own any property or anything yet. Of course, we got our businesses up in the works, but for us, it was more about the marriage than it was about the wedding.
Right.
Like we didn't want to spend $30,000 for people to just come watch us kiss and say I do, and then
15 minutes later,
we at each other's necks about something. So like no, we were more focused on the marriage. So we spent a lot of the time after she proposed. We spent what 2.5 years before we even got married after you proposed.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I told her when we first had the conversation after she proposed, I was like, I don't want to rush to get married. I want us to still learn each other, get to know each other, enjoy being engaged so that we can focus on what the next step is, which was the wedding. Okay, baby, continue. I just had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why she should have just went and did what it was that she was
Go
going to do,
ahead,
and then
baby.
I would have just chimed in. I can't even remember where I was at.
Okay,
What was we talking about?
so we set the $10,000 budget after
Okay.
Jamaica.
All right. So we set the $10,000 budget, and like baby said, we did. We took a while to get to know each other. Basically, me getting on her nerves and her getting on mine. But in the meantime, though, we did look at venues. We did visit a couple of different places, and just here in Florida, everything was so expensive. We looked at a place that had like a rainforest in it. What
That
was
was
we
in
at?
St. Pete. That was
Like the Sunken Gardens.
Sunken Gardens.
It
Yep.
was like a big, like a garden, like
Did it have a
Amazon
rainforest?
garden or something that you would walk through, and it
Yeah.
had animals and birds and stuff. Like it was very beautiful, but I can't even remember how much
I
their
think
package,
they wanted 7,000.
like 7,500 from the
and
door.
they wanted I think they wanted 7,000 and they wanted 300 for every vendor. So if we had a food vendor, if we had a liquor vendor, if we had
and they had to be approved.
Yeah, and they didn't provide anything.
No.
They didn't provide anything. So literally we would have had to come. I think they had rooms for us to get ready in.
But that was really
that
about
was
it.
And like I said, every vendor would have been 300. And so that right there would have been
way too
our
expensive.
$10,000 budget.
Right. And we wouldn't even have had gotten anything yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We would have still had to pay the vendors off top for food, for liquor. And like I said, there was a lot of approvals and paperwork that had to be done. So we scratched that out. We went and looked at Gaylord Palms
In
in
Orlando.
Orlando. Absolutely beautiful. I already knew we wasn't getting married in there, but it was a great opportunity for her to see the property for the first time, because if y'all guys have never been to Gaylord, I'm gonna need y'all to go. You know what I mean? And act like y'all guys are getting married. They'll give
And
you a
ask,
pass
yep, to
so
tour
that
it.
you can tour it, because it's a couple dollars to actually get in that piece. Did they pay for our parking too?
Yep.
I think they paid for our parking and everything. Like, they were super nice, and they let us tour their property, and they got everything in there, from restaurants to there's a like a little rainforest that they got in there that actually shoots out mist, and it was crazy. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was
The
nice in there.
halls and everything is in the rooms, like their ballrooms were beautiful. It was way too big for us though. We were only going to have between 15 to 20 people, which basically showed up at our wedding, but it was too big. And it was though. It was pricey. I can't remember how much it was off top, but I know for a fact it was pricey.
Yeah.
And then I think our last option was, okay, screw it. We're going to do a beach wedding. And once we started talking to the people doing the beach weddings, because when my cousin got married down here a couple of years ago, that's what she did. She had a beach wedding. And then after the beach wedding, she had a dinner party on Starship. Yes. Now my cousin, I want to say their budget was about 10,000. I want to say my cousin paid every penny to the 10K to actually get that done. She paid for per plate um on the Starship, but I think we had to pay for our own alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Which wasn't bad because the food was actually really good. And I want to say her wedding package was probably between 3 to 5,000, and then once they started adding on their stuff, it got a little bit more expensive. And then they stayed in. Do you remember the hotel that was next to the Sriracha with the big bell? Serrata, I'm sorry. With the big bell tower. I think it's called, like, is it called the Bell Tower?
I don't remember.
Okay,
But
so
it's a beachfront hotel, so
yes,
it's
yes,
expensive.
yes. So she stayed at a beachfront hotel in the tower, and that right there was like $3,000 to $4,000 just for a week. And they had to do the same thing that we did. They had to fly in early, and they had to be here a couple of days and get their marriage license and stuff like that before they could actually get married. And then my cousin, she flew a lot of her family out too down here because she wanted them to be with her. That was a definitely no on my end. I feel like we all grown. If you coming, you coming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wasn't doing that. I wasn't flying nobody out. I ain't balling yet. But we had a whole different vibe. We ended up doing destination, and that was one of the reasons why. Babe kept saying, no, I don't want to. I don't want to do a wedding in Vegas, because Vegas is actually really good too. We could have stayed under $10,000 in Vegas as well. We really could have.
Okay.
With some of the packages that I've seen and that I've went through for other people, we definitely could have made that happen for like 10 grand or less, you know what I mean? But one day I was just joking, like, it's super expensive. 3,500. And then we started talking to catering services. Catering services, they wanted $1,000 off the bat. Then we would have had to buy somewhere to basically have our reception. And once we started looking at reception venues, it was like, wow, it was really pricey. We was $1,000, right? Just for the venue itself, Then you had to pay for servers and people to come and decorate. And we was just like, man, like, what are we going to do? So then, I'm joking. We're in the bed, we're watching some show. Right before I go to sleep, I'm like, man, we might as well just go to all inclusive in Mexico and get married on Cinco de Mayo. And I fall asleep. I wake up, baby done found a whole resort that does weddings that had a free wedding package. And it was at it's the Ryu, guys. Actually, I'm gonna put y'all onto some game. I woke up, babe's like, I got it.
We get
We
married
get
in
married
Mexico.
in Mexico.
So let's back up. So remember when we went to Punta Cana? No, when we
I
went
gotta
to
go check on my soup, guys. I'll be right back while she talking.
really?
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Keep talking, baby.
So, if you guys remember a little while ago, we went to Cancun on one of Babe's business events. If you don't know, she is also a travel agent. So, we went to Cancun, and even though we made the trip fun for us, we did attend some of the sessions. And I remembered in one of the sessions, there was a presentation for Ryu, and I remembered them saying that they had a free wedding package. So when Babe said that, when and she went to sleep, I went to Googling and I came across Ryu again. I saw that they had a package where you get your first 10 guests free. Now, I will tell y'all this. They do include you, your spouse, and your officiant in those 10 people. Even though y'all aren't sitting, y'all are standing, they do count you three in those 10 people. And then after those 10 people, you pay per chair. So when Babe woke up the next day, I was like, Babe, we going to Mexico and we getting married. And I was like, I already got the package, I already got the details. We went ahead and planned everything way in advance. We gave all of our family and friends a year or more to prepare so people could pay on their trips monthly, weekly, however they needed to do it to make it happen. We gave them ample time, basically.
Right.
And
with nice packages too. What
yeah.
did we do? We did flight, resort, transportation to and from the resort, because we don't want nobody getting kidnapped. We want everybody to get home and get home safely. And then that way I will be able to, just account for everybody that came out to celebrate with us. That was a big thing for me. That's a big thing when it comes to travel anyway. But go ahead, baby.
And when it came to us accounting for how many people we were going to have on each side, I knew that because it was going to be international and it was going to require travel, that a lot of my family wasn't going to make it, which made it fine for me because that just meant less people we had to pay for.
Right, and that's what we was trying to do. We was trying to cut, as much cost as we could, because we wanted to stay under that $10,000 budget.
Right. And with the package, we basically got, it's an all-inclusive resort. So your reception is pretty much free. You just pick one of the restaurants on the resort. The only thing you're paying for is your cake. I had already ordered.
No, our cake was actually included.
Oh, our cake was included.
Yes, the cake was included. Your toppers, though, that you put on there, you paid for.
So the flowers, because they wanted to charge us for flowers for the cake. I ordered flowers for a bouquet. I ordered a cake topper, and I ordered flowers for boutonnieres. Mind y'all, I did not realize at the time that I was ordering these flowers that I was ordering a DIY kit. So when I got a big ass box of flowers and glue sticks and dye, I was looking like, what am I gonna do?
She was blinking.
I was blinking because I was like, yo, like I ain't never dyed no flowers before. I ain't never done this before. But mind you, all of our little fake little floral arrangements around the house, I always put them together. Even when we go and buy fresh flowers, if we mix them up and get different kinds of flowers, I always put them together. So when I was thinking about it, after I drove around to a couple florists and they wanted $100 minimum per hour to put my flowers together, I was like, I'ma just YouTube it and we're gonna do it. And that's what I did. I dyed them flowers, I put them bouquets together, and it came out nice. I made my bouquet, I made baby's boutonniere, I made my mom's boutonniere, I made one for our god baby, I made 2 little bouquets for your best friends.
Right.
And we had flowers for the cake topper. And that was probably $150. I think I spent $140 on it.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
And as far as the wedding package, so like I said, your reception is pretty much free. You pick a restaurant on the resort where you want to have your dinner. And then the only thing we had to pay for was the reception area.
Right. And that was optional.
Yeah.
you don't have to. Like, once again, if we were to do it all over again, like say 5 years from now, if we wanted to go and renew our vows, I don't know, I probably would do it. I mean, I feel like it all depends. Like, we did go ahead and pay $600 for the extra area so that we could have it,
To
to
ourselves.
ourselves, so that we could have our first dance. And, we got the big letters that went around it too, that we actually paid for, also. So I want to say, for all of our extras, for the chairs, like the extra 10 chairs, for the letters, because we got a big R, an and sign, and an N. And then for the space for the pool party, they came out, they decorated, they gave us two very nice um bartenders, and of course the alcohol was free, included, right? But we literally paid $600 just to have that space, because once again, you're on an all-inclusive resort, so you really don't have to pay for the liquor anyway. But I'm glad that we did do it that way, and we were able to have that moment, that dance, because everybody was able to, enjoy themselves without, at the time, having 100 people saying, "Oh, congratulations again," because we got that a lot, guys. Yes. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. So in the end, with the space, no, we did not have to pay for the cake. We got a hoopah, right? So we got a hoopah that was about $300. So all in all, like, with the extra chairs, the hoopah, our space that we paid for, in the letters, I want to say it came up to exactly like $2,040.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be exact.
Yep.
And I overpaid on the chairs. I actually paid for chairs for us, and we were standing up. I didn't even have to do that.
Right.
And I'm glad, though, that we did have extra spectators that came through to use the chairs, so I'm not that mad about it. But it was a great time, and it was absolutely beautiful. They do have packages where, you can go up. They do give you more amenities as well. So if you are going to have a lot more people, that may be something that you will want to do. But me and baby, when I say we kept that budget, I want to say that was the most that we actually paid, and to actually get there, because we stayed for a week, basically 8 days, for real. We stayed. That was 2,900, like almost 3,000, and because we were getting married, I just got a regular suite, because they offer free upgrades. So y'all, to keep that in mind as well, and talk to a travel agent, preferably me, if that's what it is that you choose to do, on any resort, because I do got a lot of knowledge when it comes to booking, you know what I'm saying, international trips on all-inclusive resorts. I want to say, though, the only one that has the free wedding package was the Ryu, though.
Yeah.
The one that I was looking at. Everyone else, they had a bottom tier, and then the more people and the more lavish that you wanted it, the more it went up.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to say, we paid for photos. The photos are included in that $2,000, but it was only for 25 photos. By the time our photographer got done clickety clacking all them pictures, we bought the whole damn
Package.
shebang.
Yeah, we bought all the photos. We bought over 200 photos.
Yeah, it was like almost 300. It was like 280 something photos.
Yeah.
And then he made us our own little,
show.
Slideshow. He put the 2 songs behind it, that we walked out to. Well, my song wasn't played, but it was fun for me walking out to a couple of Forevers. It was a time. And because we were there so early, we were there like 3 days before our guest even got there. We got a chance to, like, mingle and get to know people. So once we started drinking, y'all already know how we get down. We are party girls, and we were very likable. So by the time it was time for us to actually walk down the aisle, almost everybody in the resort that had been there with us couldn't wait. Like, oh, I'm going to be there 5:25 at 5 o'clock, right? I'm taking my shots. I had people taking shots, and everybody just loved it, loved us, and loved the story to the point that we was out there almost like a little Brat and Judy, man. They had us hyped up,
Yeah.
hyped up.
One more part about the actual wedding reception before we get into outfits. The speaker. We bought our own speaker and microphone for the reception because they wanted us to pay $1,000 for a DJ and a DJ booth. But we would have still had to make a playlist. Now, my understanding is if I still got to make a playlist, I might as well just be the DJ. So we kindly sent our wedding planner an email and was like, can we just bring our own speaker and microphone? And that's what we did. We plugged it up and we let the playlist play. And it did its thing.
It definitely did its thing. And we spent like I spent $250
on the speaker.
And it was big. I didn't even want it to be that big. But it was a nice size JBL, nice size, the microphone, everything. It was super nice. Also, we had our own officiant because most of the officiants that they had in Mexico only spoke Spanish. So I have a cousin, guys, y'all got a book or two, and wasn't nothing but God flowing through her, through us, in the spirit. When I say it was beautiful, I wish we had somebody really like doing a video of the wedding to where you can hear everything.
The whole thing.
Oh, we have somebody that has the whole thing. That's what I'm talking about.
Sarah sent me the whole video.
So we're gonna have to cut some of those clips out. And she was my family. She was my cousin. She married my other cousin down in Florida when she had came down, and my other cousin was like, "You better make sure you get Dominique. You better make sure you get Dominique." And y'all guys know, because y'all been listening to the podcast forever, that my mom passed away. But when I say my mom showed up through her in certain moments, especially in the prayer, I knew it wasn't nothing but my mom just coming through and blessing us and blessing our union.
And you had your mom on your chest?
Yes. My fiance definitely made sure that on my boutonniere that I had a little pin on there that had 2 pictures of my mom. See, this is why I'm in love with this woman. She just do things to me, baby. You are so sweet sometimes.
We had bouquet charms. So I had one for her that it was 2-sided. One picture was her and her mom. The other picture was just her mom. Mine was of my niece that passed away. So she could walk down the aisle with me, because I know if anybody would have been there, my niece would have been there. And I think, back to the officiant. If we hadn't had Dominique, they would have charged us $300 for the officiant.
Yes.
And $300 for a translator.
Ain't that crazy? We would have been saying, just I do. All right.
Repito.
We would have been having that wedding in Spanish. No, I would have paid the $300 for the translator. But damn, ain't that crazy?
Yes. Yeah, so thank God we had an officiant, because that saved us $600 as well. Now, on to the outfits. Y'all know the tragic story that I told about the dress and the dressmaker that I had, the Black-owned designer, that did not come through with my dress and left me with a month to find a dress. So what I did, and yes, I will say, to follow up, I finally did get my $150 deposit back, not from her, from my bank. But anyway, so since I only had a month to get a dress, what did I do? Trusty Dusty, Amazon. And I hate to say that I bought my dress off of Amazon, because for one, boycott, we're not supposed to be on Amazon. For two, it's Amazon. Like, who wants to get their dress from Amazon? Cute. But I had to do what I had to do. I only had a month to get it, and I was really concerned because it was coming from China. I didn't know how long it was going to take to get to me. The date that it was saying was going to be really pushing it. But it ended up coming, and I went and took it and got it altered. My alterations was done in 2 weeks. My dress was only, I'll be honest, y'all, my dress was only like $86.
I am so upset. Girl, why didn't you tell me to get my suit from Amazon? Shit.
I spent more on the alterations than I spent on the dress. Honestly. That's the truth. I did. So all in all, on the dress and alterations, I spent about 190, 192, 195. Yeah.
I spent about 800.
Yeah. But you look good though.
I did look good on
You
my
look real
Miami
good.
Vice, my little Miami Vice.
Yeah, you look
But shoot,
real good.
I probably could have looked real good on some Amazon shit too for a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, but you look good.
I looked good, baby.
You did.
You like my suit?
That's why when I came down there, I was like, you look good, girl. Girl,
I did. I was
you
trying.
want me to do things to you in front of all these people.
I know a lot of people kept saying that too. Like, man, it looks so expensive. I was like, motherfucker, it was. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So, do you want
But I'll say this though too. I went with a black-owned person as well, and at the end, he flaked on me, and then didn't take any accountability. I think we talked about that, didn't we?
I don't think we talked about it since since everything happened at the end. We were too wrapped up in getting ready
Trying to
get
go. Okay, so I just need our black-owned businesses to do better, and he was the person that actually referred the young lady for my fiance to work with, and
yeah, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, my wife.
Uh-huh.
My wife, and just no accountability. So I had went down, I picked out a suit. He sent her, you know what I'm saying, where, she
To
was
the dress
supposed to go.
lady?
Yeah. And like time is getting close. I'm like, let me run down here real quick and put the money and get the suit. Because I kept calling them like, hey, like let me pay for my suit real quick so that we can get it. No, just wait. I'm like, why the hell do I gotta keep waiting?
Right.
Who keeps
Time
turning
is
down?
getting
Yeah, like
closer.
who keeps turning down money? So I goes down to the shop where I picked everything out. Shop empty. And I'm not gonna say no names. I'm not gonna put my man out there like that because I like him. I got love for him, and I hope that he gets back on his feet so that I can support him. But when I got there and it was empty and I was blinking, I had to look on Google like, oh, it says it's here. It says it's open. I'm like, shit, man. No, maybe that's why he ain't want to take my money.
And
now
thank
I'm
God
nervous.
he didn't.
Right? Now I'm nervous. So I calls and nobody answers. I'm about to pull off and he calls me back. And, he gives me a song and dance about, why the shop isn't there. And I'm like, well, you should go on Google and put
Update
that
your information.
it's closed. That ain't my job. I'm like, in my mind, but your name is on the building. So if it's not your job or not, you got people coming down here. If it was just me, there was 10 other people that could have came. Because when we was down there, it was busy. Like people was coming through. They wanted to see what was going on. But he straight shut me down. Then had the nerve to ask me to pick up his packages and bring them to him at his other location. I did.
Niggas, boy.
Oh, be nigging. I did. He gives me another address over in where was I want to say maybe West Shore. Yeah, maybe West Shore Mall. And when I got to where I was going, honey, it wasn't his store again. It was somebody else's store that he was just meeting me at because they were friends. So now I'm a little nervous to give you my money at all. Like, what's going on? But I was still rocking with him. He came, he brought me the jacket again and fitted me up, and I got you. I'm gonna send out your invoice, and you go ahead and pay it, and I'm gonna make sure that you got everything. Everything is gonna be right. A day later, no invoice. I think I tried to reach out to him, nothing. Now he did tell me he had to go out of town for a wedding, but I just wasn't feeling
the runaround.
Right? Yeah, like I wasn't feeling important either. Like, damn, like what's going on? Right. Yeah. So now, baby's sending me places to go look because I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm lazy. I'm not really big on shopping, man. I did all that in my 20s. I really don't care, but it was my wedding, so I had to get it together. Baby's like, no, bitch, we gonna get it together. She should have sent me that Amazon link, but she sent me this link. I want to say it was Nordstrom, and that was the first place that I actually went. And while I was there, still waiting on my guy to call me, I get a really nice guy. He's fitting me, and now I'm looking like Miami Vice. It was looking kind of. I felt like it was better than the suit that we looked at, So I'm like, ooh. I show babe, like, babe, what's up? You like it? She like, yeah, like that's cute. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll with it. But before I actually paid for it, I was like, let me reach out. And then I reached out to him, and just the conversation, just no accountability for anything. And it kind of made me upset. Like, damn, I'm like, I didn't get no invoice. Oh, I didn't have the right this, I didn't have the right that. And I'm gonna get it to you. I'm gonna get it to you right now. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just go with where I'm at right now, because now I really didn't trust it. Okay, so if I go ahead and pay the invoice, am I gonna get my shit on time? Or am I gonna get? Then I was gonna get some shoes and stuff that I really didn't even need. So it all ended up working out. But I say all that to say this, how she was treated and how I was treated. Like, it was absolutely insane when it came to trying to work with Black-owned businesses. And my wife is really big on that. I want to support, we want to try to keep our dollars circulating in our neighborhood. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And y'all guys won't even allow us to do it. I love you, babe. You know what I'm saying? I ended up, I want to say, alterations and all for my suit, I was at $585. And then I found a very cute suit jacket with some shorts off of Shein that I had some alterations on. The alterations on that was more expensive than when I went down the Nordstrom. Yeah, the Nordstrom, because Nordstrom did a very good job on my suit, because that's where I ended up getting my suit from. And I paid more for my alterations as well, for my little white suit that I had for my after party, versus what I paid for the outfit too. So, and I didn't even get a chance to wear it yet, because it was like, I was hot. You know what I mean? And the jacket itself was hot because it was long sleeve. But I'm going to find somewhere to put that bad boy on, because it's nice. It's cute.
So all in all, y'all, we just trying to tell you guys that if you are getting married soon, if you know an engaged couple, if you know anybody that's looking for a less expensive alternative, if they're trying to be frugal for their wedding, I'm not going to say cheap, because it wasn't cheap at all. We still spent good money. We still had a good time, and everything still worked out the way it was supposed to. But all in all, if you are friends with anybody, or if you yourself are looking to get married, look into some all-inclusives. There was another couple that was getting married on our flight. They were going to a different resort, and they actually came back the same day that we did. So they sat in front of us going to Mexico, and then they sat behind us coming back.
Right.
So that was funny. They were a gay couple too. One of my friends, I see she's engaged. She just recently posted. Shout out to you, Ronnie and Meek. Congratulations. I'm so happy for y'all.
Congratulations, y'all.
They are also getting married in Puerto Vallarta, and they're going to a different resort than we went to. But I'm telling y'all, international all-inclusives, that is the way to go. If you are not trying to spend a house down payment on a wedding, all-inclusive, baby.
It just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I know Babe is ready for her soup, and she's ready to take her shower and go to bed. We'll be back next week with more Brown Liquor greatness. And as always, y'all, don't forget to what?
Lick that split.
Ow. This has been a production of Brown Liquor Media Group. Tune in every Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts, to catch these vibes. Follow us on all social media platforms at Brown Liquor, and join our Facebook group, Brown Liquor Lesbian Conversations, where your voice is always heard and your opinion matters.